Thanks to some data mining discoveries in the Epic Mickey Rebrushed demo, we have full access to the localization file, which contains every piece of text and dialogue from the full game. And in that file is a section dedicated to achievements that can be unlocked on Steam and Xbox, or trophies if you're a PlayStation player. Now, if you know me, then you know that achievements in video games are my thing. I even have a Google Doc dedicated to every game that I 100%ed. But anyway, all we have right now are the titles of the achievements, not the details and what you need to do to unlock them. So today I'm going to be going through every achievement title to see if we can piece together what you need to do to unlock every achievement in Epic Mickey Rebrushed. Obviously, since the game isn't even out yet, all of this is going to be my own speculation, but it'll be interesting to see how much I got right or wrong once the game releases. One more thing is that these are all from the Steam version of the game. I don't think that Xbox and PlayStation are going to have different achievements, but I figured I should throw that out there anyway. There's a total of 39 achievements mentioned in the localization file that are numbered 0 to 38. I'm going to start off with the easy ones, and then we'll start speculating on some of the harder to guess names. Let's start off with the first achievement, which is simply called Get All. I think it would be fair to assume that this is an achievement for getting every pin in the game. I don't think that you need every piece of concept art to unlock it though, because Epic Mickey 2 had an achievement for getting all pins, but not an achievement for getting every piece of concept art. Something else you can collect throughout the game is health upgrades, and I think the Battle Ready achievement is simply unlocked after getting a health upgrade. I don't think it would require you to unlock every health upgrade because the health upgrades are all over the place and it's hard to get every single one in one playthrough. Also, I think the achievement Moviegoer is unlocked after finding every film reel in the game. And to wrap up the collection achievements, there's one more achievement called Hoarder. This has to be connected to collecting a ton of stuff, but I don't know what specifically. Maybe it's for collecting all the concept art, but like I explained earlier, I don't think there's going to be an achievement for finding every piece of concept art. So I don't know exactly what the Hoarder achievement is for, but I figured I should put it with the other collection achievements. Speaking of film reels, the first projector level you come across in the game is the Mickey and the Beanstalk projector. And I think the Full of Beans achievement is unlocked after finishing the Beanstalk level because, well, where else is there beans in the game? Next, I'm going to group two achievements together, those being Eraser and Painter. These achievements are placed right next to each other in the localization file, so I think they're meant to go together. I think that these two achievements are for thinning out or painting in a certain amount of objects throughout Wasteland, or it could be for getting every thinner or paint upgrade, which would require you to use thinner on every boss or paint on every boss. I don't think that these are for thinning out or painting in a certain amount of enemies because in Epic Mickey 2 there are two achievements for that called Junker and Recycler respectively. And if they were going to have the same requirements for unlocking an achievement, then they would probably give it the same name as well. It looks like there's a few achievements for repairing all three of the animatronic characters in the game, those being Goofy, Daisy, and Donald. Gorsh is probably unlocked after repairing animatronic Goofy, Oh Goody Goody is for repairing animatronic Daisy, and Aw Phooey is for animatronic Donald. Of course, all three of the achievement names are the catchphrases of Goofy, Daisy, and Donald respectively. But what's interesting is that these three achievements are listed in the order that the characters appear in the game. You find Goofy in Oztown, then Daisy in Ventureland, and finally Donald in Bog Easy. So I have a strong feeling that these achievements are for repairing Goofy, Daisy, and Donald. But there's one more achievement that I think goes with the animatronic characters called Mechanically Gifted. I think this achievement is unlocked if you fix all three animatronic characters in one playthrough. This achievement is also listed right above the three previous achievements that I just talked about, which is the main reason why I think it's for fixing every animatronic character. And it seems like there's achievements for defeating every boss in the game as well. I think the achievement Small World is for beating the clock tower, since that's the last area you have to go to in Gremlin Village, which is of course based off of the Small World ride in Disneyland. Then the World of Tomorrow achievement is probably for defeating Petronic, because similarly to the previous achievement, Petronic's arena is the last area you have to go to in Tomorrow City, excluding the Bloticles section of the game. After that, the next boss is Captain Hook, and I think the Clumsy Lifeguard achievement is unlocked after defeating Captain Hook, because one of the ways you can defeat him is by sending him to walk the plank of the Jolly Roger. It would be a funny name for an achievement, and I don't think any of the other names make sense for the Captain Hook fight. And finally, we have Shadow of the Blot, which is obviously for defeating the Shadow Blot. Also, the name is definitely a Shadow of the Colossus reference, so that's pretty cool. After Mickey defeats the Shadow Blot, the Storm Blot is freed, and Bloticles begin attacking Wasteland. And I think the achievement Tentacular is unlocked after defeating all of the Bloticles, with the name just being a mix of the words spectacular and tentacle, just like how the name Bloticle is a mix of blot and tentacle. One of the new features introduced to Epic Mickey Rebrushed is Photo Mode, which lets you pause the game and move the camera around similarly to other games like Super Mario Odyssey. And I think there's an achievement connected to Photo Mode, that being one called Photo Op. I bet the Photo Op achievement is unlocked after just taking a picture with Photo Mode. A recurring side quest you can complete for Power Sparks is in Mean Street at the City Hall. Talking to Big Bad Pete will task you with rounding up a bunch of bunny children, and these quests are fittingly called Bunny Roundup. And I think that the achievement Street Cleaner is unlocked after completing every Bunny Roundup quest. And one of the things bunny children can do is pick up Mickey if enough of them start to swarm you. This one might be a stretch, but I think the achievement Get Off Me is unlocked after getting picked up by bunny children and thrown into a pool of thinner. I can't think of any other places in the game where an achievement called Get Off Me would make sense, so I'm just going to say it's probably for getting picked up by bunny children. Now let's group 3 more achievements together, this time for all 3 of the sketches Mickey can unlock throughout the game. The first sketch you unlock is the TV sketch, which I think goes with either the Show Us the Way Back achievement or the Cartoon Chaos achievement, or maybe even the Square Eyes achievement. I think it's most likely Show Us the Way Back because the TV sketch in the game plays a clip of Steamboat Willie, which is of course one of Mickey's first appearances in cartoons. Also, the TV sketch is unlocked in Tomorrow City, which would be an interesting twist for an achievement called Show Us the Way Back. And we'll come back to Cartoon Chaos and Square Eyes later. The second sketch you unlock is the Watch sketch, which is definitely tied to the Time is an Illusion achievement. And the third and final sketch is the Anvil sketch, which I think goes with the Heavy Hitter achievement, because anvils are, you know, heavy. Another new feature in Epic Mickey Rebrushed is the addition of costumes, which are all the same costumes that Mickey can wear in Epic Mickey 2. And since there's an achievement for wearing a new costume for the first time in Epic Mickey 2, it would make sense for there to be a similar achievement in Rebrushed. And the Suit Up achievement seems like a fitting name for wearing a new costume, so I think that they go with each other. Now we're getting into the harder ones, so I'm going to have to start speculating a lot more on the rest of the names from now on. Let's group 2 more achievements together real quick. One of the last achievements on the list is called Epic Journey, and because of its placement on the list and because of its name, I think this achievement is unlocked after beating the game for the first time. And higher on the list is an achievement called Happy Endings, which I think might be for getting every good ending cutscene at the end of the game. However, I don't see any achievement names that could go with getting every bad ending cutscene, so I'm not 100% sure. But I really don't have any other better ideas, so let's just move on. I have something to admit. I've never actually solved the stretching room puzzle on the Lonesome Manor. I've never even googled the solution. I always just go free the gremlin to do the puzzle for me. Hopefully I'm not the only one who can't figure it out. But anyway, where I'm going with this is the Oh the Cleverness of Me achievement, which I think is unlocked if you solve the stretching room puzzle. The 28th achievement is called Gilded, which might be related to Gilda and her axe quest. Now, gilded is a real word, meaning rich or covered with gold, but I think in this case the achievement name is a play off of Gilda's name. And if that's the case, then it's probably unlocked after bringing the climbing axe back to her after you leave Mickey Junk Mountain for the first time. The last achievement on the list is called Out of My Way. A new movement option Mickey has in Rebrushed is his dash attack, and I think that the Out of My Way achievement is connected to Mickey's dash attack in some way. We learned from the demo that you can dash into objects to break them or dash into enemies to hit them, so maybe this achievement is for dashing into a certain amount of enemies or objects. The spin attack is another one of Mickey's abilities, and it's probably a pretty fair guess that the achievement Spin to Win has something to do with the spin attack. Maybe you have to spin a certain amount of gears or hit a certain amount of enemies with the spin attack, but I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to say for certain. Next is dial tone, which if you're not old enough is the sound that telephones used to make when it's ready to start a phone call. So based off of that definition, the dial tone achievement probably has something to do with the telephone in Mickey's house, or maybe it has something to do with the giant telephones you can find in Mickey Junk Mountain. But I think that you unlock it after completing the telephone side quest about dialing 726 on one of the giant phones in Mickey Junk. Next is an achievement called Feisty Friends. I'm not very confident about this one, but I think this one is for having an allied blotling attack another. Either that or it could have something to do with the bunny children. Next is It's Over 1000, which is obviously a Dragon Ball reference. This one is pretty vague, but I think that you get this achievement after collecting 1000 e-tickets. The rest of these I have no good guesses on, so I'm saving them for the end. If you have any good ideas, or if you think I got something wrong, then please leave a comment because I would love to see some of your ideas. Earlier I mentioned Cartoon Chaos and speculated that it might be related to the TV sketch. But like I already talked about, the Show Us the Way Back achievement is more likely used for the TV sketch, which means that Cartoon Chaos is left all alone, and I honestly don't have any guesses as to what this one could be for. Cartoons are pretty much the entire point of Epic Mickey, so it's hard to think of a specific spot where it could be unlocked. Along with Cartoon Chaos, I also mentioned Square Eyes when I talked about the TV sketch. Having square eyes is a phrase that means you watch TV too much, which is why I think it has something to do with the TV sketch. But specifically, I think this achievement is for having 5 NPCs or enemies watch a single TV sketch at the same time. It might sound kind of random, but it seems like something that would make for an easy achievement. Like I said with Cartoon Chaos, everything has to do with cartoons in Epic Mickey, so it's hard to say what the achievement could be for. And I can say the same thing about the achievement Faulty Machinery because there's faulty machinery everywhere in Wasteland. So I don't know what to do for this one either. Alright, I'm done talking about Cartoon Chaos. Let's move on to another one called Mickey Uncaged. The only place in the game I can think of where this would fit is in the cutscene where Mickey breaks out of the Mad Doctor's trap. I would guess that this achievement is unlocked after finishing that cutscene, but at that point you haven't even gotten a chance to control Mickey yet, so it would be a weird place for an achievement. The only other idea I have is that this achievement is for freeing every gremlin in the game, since all the gremlins are trapped in cages, but the name is Mickey Uncaged, so it doesn't really make sense for that either. Those are my 2 guesses, but I don't want to say for certain, so I guess I'll just leave this one open. One of the achievements is called Kaboom, but spelled with a C. Now this might be a stretch, but there's a character in Toy Story 4 called Duke Kaboom, whose name is also spelled with a C. I don't know how Duke Kaboom could be connected to Epic Mickey, but I honestly have no idea what the Kaboom achievement could be for, so I thought I would at least throw it out there. Another one that confused me was an achievement called Tick Tock. I was thinking that it's related to the clock tower or the animatronic crocodile at the Jolly Roger, but we already assigned the Small World and Clumsy Lifeguard achievements to those 2 characters. And it can't be related to the watch sketch either because we already gave the Time is an Illusion achievement to the watch sketch. So I really don't know what the TikTok achievement could be for. And finally we have Rage Room. This one made me want to go to a Rage Room because I spent so long trying to make guesses at what it could be for, but unfortunately I just don't have any good ideas. And those are all 39 achievements mentioned in the localization file of the Epic Mickey Rebrushed demo. Like I said earlier, if you have your own ideas, then please leave a comment on this video because I'm curious about what you guys think. Remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more Epic Mickey content, and join the Discord server in the description too. I'll be sure to see you guys when the full game comes out later this month.